Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you an awesome single strategy you can copy to win a lot more matches. Now, this video is courtesy of Matt Lynn on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to his awesome channel. I've put his link in the description below. All right, let's watch the point in its entirety, and then we'll diagram it. It's a lot to unpack in this point, but this is going to be fun. So here we've got UC Santa Barbara, and we have Stanford. And so here's a second serve. He already missed his first serve. There's a kick serve to the backhand. Now, when you are returning serve, it's a good idea, especially if your opponent has a good kick serve and they can push you back, it's a good idea to center the ball. You know, you don't want to be missing wide, so just try to center the ball back down the middle, especially when you're pushed back with a kick serve or really strong serve. That's exactly what happens. The Stanford player hits a nice deep return. Now, one could say, you know, when the ball is landing this deep, it's a good idea to just hold your ground and take the ball on the rise. But there's something also to be said for hitting a nice loopy ball back. It can also be a nice defensive way to kind of get your opponent to not really enjoy the situation. So he moves back, and again, these are high-level players. If these guys are moving back, then a lot of players move back. So one thing you'll notice is when he moves back, he hits the ball pretty high over the net. So the ball is crossing over the net. You know, moving back is a common thing. And yes, I even had someone in the comment section a few hours ago say, Ryan, why are you telling people to move back? They should be holding the ground and taking the ball on the rise like Agassi. It's like, look, I totally get what you're saying, but the reality is people move back. And so we want to know what to do when people move back. So you got to aim high when you do so. So I love that he aims high, hits the ball cross court to the opponent's forehand. Now, here is where something really interesting happens. When you get a ball that is hit softly and short to your backhand, do not let it be a backhand. Move around and hit a forehand. It's exactly what happens here. So here's a ball that is hit not high enough over the net, and look where the ball lands. The ball immediately is noticed that the ball's going to land in this circle. Notice the player here, the UC Santa Barbara player, the moment he sees this ball, he immediately thinks, oh, I'm going to hit a forehand. Now, notice how he moves. As he's moving, he's turning his body toward the chair umpire, though he's moving this way. So you don't want to move and face where you're going. You want to move to your left if you're right-handed, but face off to the right. So when you're moving around your backhand to hit a forehand, turn toward your forehand side while moving. Now, here is where you can hit in what's called an inside in, which just means running around your backhand and hitting a forehand down the line since your opponent is moving toward the center and maybe, you know, expecting an inside out. Or you can just blast it inside out and hit it to your opponent's backhand and attack. You know, so when you get a weak ball that comes to your backhand, don't let it be a backhand. I wish more recreational players would do this. You know, go out and film yourself. Get a GoPro or get a holder for your phone and just put it on the fence and record yourself playing a set and see how many times a weak ball comes to your backhand and you're just allowing it to be a backhand. Or when the ball comes to your backhand, do you move, like very softly, do you move around it and blast a forehand? This is one of those opportunities to get to the net. And getting to the net is a great way to win more points and to start beating people you've never beaten before. So here we can see what he does with this ball. He blasts this ball into the open court. And watch, as soon as he does it, he starts moving forward. You want to take time away from your opponent. You're trying to reduce the amount of time your opponent has on that next shot because you're going to take that next ball early. So the UC Santa Barbara player starts moving forward immediately. Now, this is awesome. When you're in trouble, this player has a two-handed backhand, but he's reaching out and hitting a slice. One thing I want you to notice is how far he slides. He slides over 4 feet. Watch this. Look how far he slides. In fact, we can kind of make it look like he's on ice. It's just amazing how far he slides. It's like Djokovic stuff. Here his right foot is at the singles line. Here his right foot's at the doubles line. So he easily moves 4.5 feet with a slide. Now, when he's hitting this ball, he needs to hit this ball high. And the reason he needs to hit this ball up high in the air, again, it's all about time. He needs to give himself time to get back into the court. So he doesn't want to put this ball into play quickly. Otherwise, the volleyer volleys into the open court and he's stuck over here. And that's kind of like in American football, go Eagles. It's called, out kicking your coverage, meaning you're putting the ball into play too quickly and you don't give yourself enough time to recover. So he hits this ball nice and high. Now, since he put a little slice on it, the ball actually carries out and it just lands out. Here's what's pretty cool. Watch the UC Santa Barbara player. He puts his finger up, right? He goes, oh, that's out. Now, you look at the Stanford player and he goes, wait a minute, let me look at the chair umpire. And you can see where he's looking. He's looking at the chair umpire and the chair umpire goes, yep. That was out, and you can see him stick his finger up going, yep, it was just out. So it's pretty cool to see that, in slow motion. But when you get pushed back, great return down the middle. When you get pushed back, lift the ball. And if your opponent hits a weak ball to your backhand, move around it and either blast it up the line or, if they've moved farther over, or if they're still lingering over on the backhand side, blast it into the open court. But you've got to move forward. That is the key to this. You have to start getting to the net more often. There's a saying, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. So if there's someone you're currently playing and you keep losing to them, if you keep playing the same way, you're going to get the same result. So if you want to change your result, then you got to change what you're doing. And maybe, just maybe, you need to start moving around weak balls that come to your backhand and blast it into their weakness, their backhand, and then follow it up. And if they do hit the ball into play, then you quick come forward and maybe the ball comes right to you and, then you volley it from here into the open court. So let's check out this point 2 or 3 times in a row at full speed just to put it all together so you can see what we've just worked on in real time. So when you get a weak ball to your backhand, move around it, blast it, and attack. And if you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.